Hello, I'm Dr. Gloria Horsley.
And I'm her daughter, Dr. Heidi Horsley.
Heidi and I want to welcome you to Open to Hope Conversations, the podcast.
We believe that the greatest gift you can give yourself after a loss is hope, using this moment to connect with others who have not only survived but thrived.
So let's get started.
Welcome to the Open to Hope Show. I'm your host, Dr. Heidi Horsley, and I'm here today with my guest, Jill Colluci. We're going to talk today about how music can heal the heart and the spirit. And Jill is definitely an expert on this. She is acknowledged as the songwriter of #1 hits for a roster of artists, including Wyona Judd and Travis Tritt. Her songs have sold over 20 million records worldwide. She is a multi-platinum songwriter who did not realize that her songwriting talents would heal her after a 4-year sabbatical of sorrow. She is releasing a trio of emotional songs from her album, Heal My Heart, calling this new music mission a season of healing. And she also did the score for Mystic Pizza, among other things. So welcome to the show, Jill.
Thank you so much, Heidi. Thank you so much for having me today.
And I also wanted to say that professionally, you write songs about hope and healing, and you've also had your own personal losses. You've lost your father, your sister, and your mother, among other people in your life. So I would like to start out hearing a little bit about your story of loss.
Well, I was walking around enjoying this wonderful life of mine and career, and then one day everything changed. I lost my dad on March 5th, 1999. That was the first loss in my immediate family, and I knew instantly my life wouldn't be the same. But what I didn't know was 3 weeks after my dad passed, my sister Joni was diagnosed with the first cancer in our family. So I went right, with all that unprocessed grief about losing my dad, I went right into fear, like, oh, now I'm going to lose my sister Joni. And I have to say, Heidi, I walked into a period of my life that I call the lost decade, because I lost so many of my loved ones. I lost myself in the caregiving process. And then I nearly lost my own life. I fell critically ill. I was bedridden for 6 months, and it took me about 4 years to regain my health.
Wow. Was that because you were taking care of your mom, your dad, and your sister? I mean, all in that 10-year period, and grieving them
and many more losses. My first cousin, there were many more friends, first cousins that was like a sister. My favorite uncle it was quite a little, it felt like I walked into someone else's life. It was that different from what I had known before. And yes, it was from that. I was a good caregiver, except, which is just so often the truth, I forgot to take really good care of me during the process.
And I've heard that a lot. People out there have to be very careful when they're taking care of people. I mean, my aunt took care of my uncle, and she ended up dying before him because it took a toll on her health.
Yeah, that is really, really true. It can be so demanding. There's a lot to do as a caregiver. So you're on the back burner.
You got really sick, and then you were able to get help and nurture yourself back to health. Is that true?
Yes, absolutely. Western medicine pretty much, wrote me off, sent me home to die. I mean, there was nothing really to do for me. I wasn't yellow jaundice. I was pumpkin colored from head to toe, something rare called toxic hepatitis. And so this acupuncturist, Dr. Sheng, who happened to be in Nashville, who was a physician in China, saved my life. She literally saved my life, Heidi, with supplements, nutrition, and acupuncture.
That's amazing.
I go and I celebrate her every October. I've had many more years of my life. That was in 2004. People lose people a lot, but for me, it was the way it fell and the way I handled it. For example, losing Dad, and then 3 weeks later, Joni getting diagnosed. I call it like white knuckling it. I was white knuckling it through my life. I was in fear. I was concerned I was going to lose her. And so none of that, of course, was good for my body.
Losing a sibling is something that we don't expect. We expect to grow old with our siblings. We expect to go through life with our siblings.
We do. We do. We do expect to grow old with our siblings.
Yes.
And there's no one more like us than our siblings because we have the same parents, right? And it's such a bond. And then I had to go through survivor's guilt because Joni had a wonderful, devoted husband. She had 4 beautiful children and 3 gorgeous grandchildren and so much to live for.
So Jill, having all these losses of family members and friends and uncles and relatives in a 10-year period that you said was like a huge loss of your life, how did you start putting your life back together again and finding hope?
I'm really blessed in that way to have that music. And I didn't know that this was going to happen. If you'd have asked me, many, many years ago, do you think you'll be writing, healing music in the future? I'd be like, no. I wasn't thinking along those lines. And yes, so the very first song I wrote out of the 10 that made it on the record was a song called One More Time. And that was Joni's story.
Wow.
And yeah, it was the very first one. I didn't know that there were going to be enough in the future. I only knew that I woke up out of a sound sleep with the chorus to this song. And I was like, what is that? And I remembered that Joni, I had visited her in the hospital and she was taking a nap and she woke up and she said, oh, I get to hear those voices again. And I was like, I knew exactly what she meant. But weeks later, Joni was in LA. Weeks later, when I went back to Nashville, I woke up with the chorus of One More Time. And then I went out onto my porch, my screened-in porch, and I spent the day there weeping and writing One More Time. It's from her perspective, so it's from the perspective of someone that's transitioning. And I didn't know if my tears and my grief was because because I was losing her, or if I was feeling her pain of leaving us, because the song is from her perspective. But wow, I'm so grateful for that song.
Well, let's hear a little bit of that song right now, Jill. We're going to play that.
Fantastic. Thank you. When I look back, all my thoughts and worries disappear. The only thing that matters is the here and now. I know somehow what I want to do with any time that's left. I want to hear the voices of the ones I love. I want to hear their laughter. I could never get enough. I want to see the sunset setting in the sky. With my eyes wide open, more than ever in my life. I want to feel the love, see the light in my children's eyes. One more time. I am blessed with all that God has given me, so blessed with all the little miracles along the way, each and every day. All I want to do with any time that's left, I want to hear the voices of the ones I love. I want to hear their laughter. I could never get enough. I want wanna see the sunset setting in the sky with my eyes wide open, more than ever in my life. I wanna feel the love, see the light in my husband's eyes one more time. I wanna know I've been forgiven. If there's any heart I've ever hurt, tell everyone how much I love them. That's the way I wanna leave this earth. I wanna hear the voices of the ones I love. Let me hear that laughter. I could never get enough. I wanna see the sunset setting in the sky with my eyes wide open, more than ever in my life. I wanna feel the touch of my loved one's gentle hand, see the smiles on my children's faces once again, feel the love, see the light in their beautiful eyes. One more time.
Jill, that was such a powerful song. Can you tell us again what the chorus says and one more time? What are the words?
I want to hear the voices of the ones I love. I want to hear their laughter. I could never get enough. I want to see the sunshine setting in the sky with my eyes wide open, more than ever in my life. I want to feel the love, see the light in my children's eyes one more time.
Wow, that is really, really, really profound.
And I don't know, if you don't know the story, that could come off as someone that's like, sort of desperate to, for one more time, but it wasn't like that. Joni got so in touch through her illness of how precious each moment of life was, and she lived every one of them to the fullest. And that's she got in touch with also, like, life is just a series of one more times, right? With no guarantees. So she was in touch with that. She referred to the song often as a prayer of priority. I thought that was pretty great for someone that's not a writer. She called it her prayer of priority. I typically call it Joni's song, but the official title, one more time.
And it sounds like it profoundly changed you, and that you really also appreciated every moment in time, because you were now seeing the world through her eyes.
I lived in Nashville, but I went to California along with her husband to be her caregiver. And I was seeing the world through her eyes, and I was experiencing this with her. And it was an honor. It was an honor to help her through her transition.
So what has helped you find hope along the journey, given that you've had so many losses?
I am so grateful for this music, because, and you don't have to write it to help you heal. As you know, you can listen to it. Like, I encourage people to listen to my CD and to allow it to help you heal, because I think Louise Hay really hit it with, she has many wonderful quotes, but the quote, "You got to feel it to heal it." I mean, I think that is so true, but it's our nature, I'll speak about me. I mean, I want to do everything else but feel it, right? And we do many, many things to try to not feel pain and suffering. But if we allow ourselves to feel it, and music is one of those things that can help us, how often have you cried with a song, and crying is so healthy. Tears are so cleansing. So I'm fortunate because I actually got to go through the process of birthing these songs, which is just so fortunate. But others can listen to music and have it help them heal. So I'm blessed. I wrote another song. In fact, it's the title cut, Heidi. And the reason it's the title cut is it was the turning point in my healing process, which is what you're asking about. I basically wrote this song from my knees. I was in a lot of angst about Joni, and I was really struggling with my grief of losses and while taking care of her. And one day, at my worst, this song just started to pour through me. And I wrote it, and I think it took me a couple of days, and then I was still tweaking it. And, as writers, we all like to play our new song, but this was different. I played it over and over and over. It became like a prayer for me.
Wow.
I knew that the next step in my healing was in that song, in the lyric. And I just played it over and over and over. And I was right. The answer was to get out of the suffering that I was in. I had to release my grip and turn it over, and to trust that no matter what happened, everything was going to be okay. So that's why the end of the chorus, may I recite you the lyric to the chorus?
Yes, tell us what the name of the song is.
The song is called "Heal My Heart," but the lyric of the chorus is, and that's why it became the title of the record, because it was such a turning point for me. I was finally able to let go a bit. And the chorus is, "I can't handle the pain. I give up all control. I can't climb one more mountain. I've nowhere to go. I relinquish the hate and turn over my tears. I let go of regret as I hand you my fears. I surrender. Oh, I surrender."
I have heard this song, and it really, really captured my experience losing my brother, because it does bring us to our knees. We do lose hope. We don't know how we're going to survive. I love how you're saying, heal my heart and don't let it die. Put the fire back in my eyes. I mean, we're going to play a part of this song right now for everybody to hear.
Heal my heart, make it whole. Heal the pieces of my soul. Take my hand, lead the way. I don't want to be lost for one more day. I'm asking from my knees, won't you please heal my heart? Don't let it die. Put the fire back in my eyes. Give me strength to move on. 'Cause you know that right now my hope is gone. I'm asking from my knees, oh, won't you please heal my heart? I can't handle the pain. I give up all control. I can't climb one more mountain. I have nowhere to go. I relinquish the hate and turn over my tears. I let go of regret as I hand you my fears. I surrender. Oh, I surrender.
That is so powerful. Give me strength to move on because you know right now my hope is gone. And that really does capture our experiences. So for those out there that have feel like their hope is gone, what advice would you give them, Jill?
I think if they could do a few things. One is, like I said before, allow yourself to feel it. When you resist the pain and you resist the grief, it doesn't seem to transform. But if you can feel it, I have a friend who actually, she decided to sit down every morning before work. She'd get up 30 minutes early and just sit there and allow herself to feel whatever she was going through, especially if she had lost someone. Sometimes tears would come, sometimes they didn't, but she was allowing it instead of resisting it. And she set that time aside for it, which I thought was really, really a wise move. So I think that's one of the things is and talking about it. I think it's really good. I think it helps move through it and release it when we talk about it. And you can't underestimate the power of music. Please listen to Heal My Heart and any other music that you want that can bring strong emotion out of you, and let that help you move through, because this will help us move through our grief. And once we start moving through it a little bit, we can feel the hope. The hope is there. You know, it's interesting, Heidi, because before I ever started writing healing songs, which I didn't know I was going to do until I had all these losses, before that even, always my songs, I tended to write, I'll write some fun things once in a while, but I tend to lean on the more serious side, the shadow side. But always I was very aware that even if I was writing about more serious, deep things, always to have the hope, even in a bridge or somewhere in the song, to have hope. And I think that's important, and in our lives as well.
I agree with you, Jill, and that's why I like your music. It does tap in deeply into our emotions. It gets us in touch with our emotions, and it also holds out the idea that there is hope again. If we stay open to hope, that we can find it again. If people want to hear your music and purchase your albums, where do they go? How do they find you?
They go to jillcollucci.com, JILLCOLUCCI.com. And they can see me, they can subscribe to my YouTube channel, they can go to my Facebook page, but please visit my website. I've also started a line of greeting cards, which have some lyrics from the song. And there's a song. The song is in the greeting card. So it's a song card. They're called Heal the Heart cards, which I'm really excited about. Then they will be on there as well. And
I love this.
Yeah, and that's why I'm really honored to be here today. I love how you close your show with where we invite you to lean on our hope until you find your own. I just love that so much, because we all have to have hope. And it's there. It's there in the darkness. The light is in the darkness.
Jill, I want to thank you today for being the hope for us and for showing us that you can find hope again. Please go and visit Jill's site, listen to her songs, because they will help your grieving heart. And thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for bringing this amazing music into the world and making the world a better place. And I want to thank everybody that was listening today. If you want to hear more of these podcasts, go to opentohope.com. And as Jill said earlier, if you've lost hope, please lean on mine and please lean on Jill's until you found your own. And God bless.
I'm Dr. Heidi Horsley. You have been listening to Open to Hope, the podcast. You can follow Open to Hope on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. To learn more, visit us at opentohope.com and go to Apple Podcasts to subscribe.
I'm Dr. Gloria Horsley. Join us again next week for another Open to Hope conversation, where we invite you to lean on our hope until you find your own.